back to another episode of Phantom Works. We're once again working on the 65 Chevrolet C10. As you can see, I got all four wheels off of it. Now, this episode kind of takes place over the span of about 10 months, and I'll tell you why. So after I got it running and all, after we broke it in, and I said, well, next step to get it going, we got to do the suspension, we got to do the brakes, and we'll go from there. So I went to go do the suspension and the brakes and all, got the suspension done, and was working on the wheel bearing, and I got the wheel bearing stuck on the spindle. And that was about the time that a lot of stuff in my life was going on, and I kind of just had to put the project to the side. So you're going to see a lot of it's going to be from about almost 11 months ago now, and some of it later on to the end is going to be from about a couple weeks ago. So try to keep up, and we're going to try to get this thing going on all four wheels again. So stay tuned and let's see what happens. So I got the, this one's the one that was locked up for the longest. So this one's been off for a while. The drum needs some new studs here, 3 of them. Probably going to replace all of them the way they're looking. Going back over here, this one came off fairly simply. It was a little rough, but yeah, it came off. I got all the brake parts still intact. It's on it. These front ones are giving me a little trouble though. I've been beating on them, but can't get nothing to come off. So when I get these off, we're gonna go ahead and take all the brakes off and redo all the lines and everything. And while this is off, we're gonna do the shocks as well. Probably tie rod ends. They're shot, or tie rod. I don't know, whatever I can get. If I can get the whole one cheap, probably just replace the whole thing. The ball joints need to be replaced too. Probably just replace shocks, tie rod ends, and the brakes and the lines. I get this one line off, but every time I get to do it, this drip of water catches me in the ear and it gets my nerves. So we're gonna do that with that drip stops, and we're gonna try to get this drum off. I know it's dark and it's hard to see, but this is a front passenger side drum. Stripped all the brakes off of it. Here's the drum itself. There's the inner wheel bearing, wheel seal. The outer bearing is in a bag. These things are really hard to get off, and they're very specialty nuts. I'm gonna have to find another one because one of them's messed up, and they're really hard to get off because these washers come out and they kind of go over it. I got 2 of them off, and I'm having trouble getting this one off, and the other back passenger side. But this is what this one looks like. I ordered new shocks, new ball joints, new wheel bearings, everything, new wheel cylinders. Let's go back to the back here. This is the one that I'm probably never going to be able to get off. I'm going to have to either drill it out or something, because this is the drum that was stuck, and it's got a lot of rust on it. And this thing is basically rusted and welded itself shut. And I actually bent my ratchet almost straight in half trying to break it loose. Can't get it, but it does spin freely. Need some more lug studs, wheel studs there. Going to the other side. This one, I already got the bolt off. It's got to pull the wheel cylinder off, but it's stripped too. And this one has been completely stripped as well. So it's just ready for new lines. I got new tie rod ends, inner and outer. New shocks, like I said, ball joints, a lot of stuff that I'm real excited for. And I'll kind of break that all down later. But the next step is getting all these brakes back on and taking all that suspension stuff off. And so let's get to it. Now I'm going to take these old rusty shocks off and replace these things with some brand new ones. Thing was in there good. Well, that's off. Yeah, I guess it's pretty worn out considering I just pressed it down just like that. Like it's nothing. Time for the other side. Got the other side off, took about 30 seconds with the new impact I'm using. So we'll run to the back and take this one and that one off. Well, as you can see, I got the shocks off, both in the back. I collapsed this one and it wouldn't even come back out. I'm sure this was gonna do the same thing, so let's see. It wouldn't even come back out either. Piece of junk. So they're all out. I got them two and that one and another on the other side. But so yeah, gonna put those new ones back in and we'll get to it. I finally got this wheel cylinder off. I didn't need to take this off anyway, but it's rounded off, so if ever I have to, it's messed up. But yeah, I just took the wheel cylinder off by the bolt in the back of it was actually pretty messed up. Let's see if I can find what I just did with it. Yeah, so I took it and beat it with a hammer until it fell apart. And yeah, so I got that one off, and the other side, I got it off as well. So I got that one off and that one off. So I'm all good, and now I just gotta put the brakes back on, and we'll be set, and along with the shocks. I got these Monroe Gasmatic shocks, 2 for the front, 2 for the back. I'm gonna go ahead and put these things on. So let's get to it. Well, I got all the shocks on, just gotta tighten them up. I had to use some smaller bolts for the bottom because the regular size bolts wasn't going through. I actually had to beat these back a little bit to get it to fit. Same on the other side in the front. And then I was actually trying to take this thing off here to get off this dirt that's, I don't know, either there was mudding in this thing or what, but it's dirt everywhere. But I got that one on too in the back. Got them all on. Those are bolted up in the back. So we got all that done. Now we're gonna probably take them drums off there and try to get all that mud off before I start hooking the brakes up. So I'm gonna do that. Quit, dog. So I took that drum facing off, and look at the dirt. I mean, it's just caked on here. It's one of the reasons I took all this off, so I could get all that dirt off. That's just ridiculous, because I wanted to, when I put that wheel cylinder and everything on, I don't want all this dirt on there. So I was gonna have to knock all that off. That's retarded. All right, let me clean all this off and we'll get back to it. Well, I got all this off, all this steering arm and tie rod in. I'm going to replace the tie rod, and might as well replace the dang ball joints too. I mean, the other things are expensive and they're a pain to get off, but if I'm going to do this thing, I might as well just do it right. So go ahead and pull all them off too. So this is what I'm faced with. I have this ball joint here, and I've used this tool to press it out, and I've had it so tight that it's bent this wrench and also broke the wrench, and it won't come out. It just won't. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I can't get it out. So I mean, this is 2 days of working and I still haven't got it out. Beat it, heated it up, MAP gas, PV blaster. I've even dropped it down on like a piece of metal and tried to pop it out, but to no avail. Okay, so since I can't get this lower ball joint out here, I'm gonna take these 2 U-clamps there and drop this whole steering knuckle, and so I can be able to put a hydraulic press in that thing and press it out, because this you know, it's kind of hard to get out right now. So I already used a clamp on it, couldn't get it out, and now that's the only thing I can think of doing. So well, let's get to it. Got them out. I just took and put these 2 tires on the end and hit it as hard as I could with a sledgehammer and knocked them out. This is after putting a dang hydraulic press on it, and it wouldn't work, but good old manpower stopped that. Looking at these bushings here, it's kind of wore out. There's rubber bushings. If I can find some more, that'd be great, but right now they're out. Okay, back on the 65, as we never left. So, let's go. I got a lot done. Let me explain what I've done so far. Okay, so I've got the upper ball joint in, lower ball joint in. Got them bolted down to the axle spindle here. And the only thing I got to do is bolt the little steering arm there up to the tie rod, which I have new ends for. Just got to put the grease fittings in. So I got inner and outer done. Now, you gotta bolt this too, which bolts to this, the steering arm back here, and build the brakes out. As you can see, I painted all this, and need to paint that too. But anyway, so just this thing is ready for brakes. Wheel cylinder goes here, and the brakes. Also cleaned this off. I think I painted the back. I did. Painted it and painted all this. As you can see, needs some, I think I'm gonna spray this with that rubberized undercoating. But let's go to the other side. And there's a problem with the other side. I got the ball joints in, tie rod in. I got this all, most of it painted. I got to paint that spring a little better, but you can see the axle spindle's not there because of what I had to do here. Somebody a long time ago had stripped the castle nut off of it, so I had to cut this ball joint right off. And now I got to get the axle spindle drilled out so I can put that upper ball joint in it. Lower ball joint is fine, but as you can see, I painted all this too. I got to finish getting that crap off the steering box there and paint a little steering column. Let's go to the back. I was drilling these out so because the studs would barely go in there, and freaking drill bit broke. But I gotta finish drilling these out so I can. It's just a little bit of rust built up, I guess, and then get all the studs in first before I build the brakes, because it's gonna be kind of hard. The other side I got in pretty good. There's just this one stud that was broke off, and I tried to drill it out. It's just that it's kind of stuck in there pretty good. I even put this ball joint clamp on there, trying to get the fricker out, but it wouldn't come. But I also painted the side of the bed here, so it's ready for the step side. But anyway, I just gotta get the axle spindle, which I'll show you here in a minute, and I'm taking it to the machine shop right now to get it drilled out because that thing's in pretty bad shape. And then we're gonna build the front brakes, build the back brakes, get the brake lines on, and we're gonna have this thing stopping. But for now, I gotta get the axle spindle drilled out, so let's go to it. All right, so let me show you what I've done. I got this passenger side, everything's bolted down, got all my grease fittings, everything's torqued down with cotter pins in it. I got the little facing bolted down back there. All that's good. On the driver's side, same thing, everything's bolted down. I got to put my cotter pins in the ball joints and everything, but everything's done. Now I got to rebuild the little drum facings there and get ready to get put on. So let's keep working. Ain't got much more to go.
Many months later.
It's been right around 10 months since I last messed with the 65, and it's been a long time coming. I left some of it in pretty bad shape. What got me was I was putting the wheel bearing on here and it got stuck, and I kind of got fed up with it, and I was moving, and I ended up leaving it behind. And so now I'm back working on it. So what I got to do today, I got to put some wheels on it, and I got to move this thing. I got all brand new studs I left in it from when the last time I worked on it, and I just finished up the first tire putting it on, and I've got some adapters on there so they sit better. Lost a lot of stuff got lost to weather, so it's just rusting away out here. So I'm gonna get back to work on it, And I'll get back to you when I put on all the tires, and we're gonna move it from his 10-month grave here. So as I'm putting the adapter on here to get the tires on, I'm looking around, I was like, dang, where's my wheels at? Because I got this one and that one over there on the other side done. I was like, where's my wheels at? I was looking around, and so then they gotta be around here somewhere. And I started looking, and it's been so long that the grass has done overtook my wheels. But and not for long though. Well, I'm waiting on a bearing to come for this side. And some sandpaper so I can sand it down. I got a battery hooked up. I hadn't turned this thing over in a good while. First we'll see if we have any power. Nothing. Okay, we're going to adjust this a little bit. Anything yet? No. Crap. Oh, that ain't good. We'll do some investigation, we'll come back. All right, quick investigation. First thing I checked was the starter. So look down here at the starter, and we don't have the yellow terminal, and the purple wire is also eating off. So we ain't got no power from the inside to the starter. And I definitely ain't calling on this thing until we move it, because I don't know what kind of critters are lying around here. Probably all kind of wasps and stuff, and I definitely don't want to lay in the grass. Well, I did have intentions of trying just to crank it over today, but that's probably not going to happen. So at least we're going to move it and go from there. I'll probably mount the carburetor and everything just to protect it, and yeah, that'd be it for today. And I put this tire on, but that's where we stand. So that's about the second revival this thing has had. After it's at 28 years, I got it running, and then it's set for 10 months. So now, you can see we put it on the tow truck. I put all 4 wheels on it, and that leaves it where it is now. As you can see, it's about right there, right over there where that other building is where it's set for 20-something years. And here it is. I did a lot to it, actually, and the only trouble I'm having now on the suspension part is that wheel bearing I put in is still kind of odd. So the wheel is leaning out. So probably gonna need to paint that lower arm there. The hubs, gotta get new hubs and everything. We're gonna do brakes in a totally different episode. It's just too much to cover. And then I'm gonna paint this frame down here. But suspension wise, it's ready to go. Now I gotta worry about actually getting it running first, getting it running on its own, putting a seat back in it, doing the interior a little bit, because right now it's completely stripped, and that's going to be in another episode too. So also, we're going to get it running first, put a seat in it, and get the brakes working, and then we're going to try to finish up everything else. Long time to go, a lot of work left, but we'll catch you here next time on Phantom Works. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.